Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a historical romance recommendation video. I'm so excited to be making this video. It's been too long since I've chatted about historicals, and I have been in such a historical mood, and it's partly too because I'm mad I can't find them at bookstores. So I am like, but I want to read them now when I can't find them. So if you don't know, I went to Barnes & Noble, could not find a single new historical romance release in mass market, and I was very upset. So I did order some from Amazon. I was told that most of them are at Walmart, but I don't like the Walmart by me, and so I never like go in that area. So I really want to read them though. I've read 3 so far in the past like 2 weeks, so I have 5 to chat with you about that I've been loving, and this is actually in collaboration with Christy from Christy Reads a Lot. I love Christy. She reads so much, and she's from Alaska, and I want to go to Alaska, and I love her recommendations. She is always up to date on the new releases too, especially historical romances, so she's probably gonna have way more recommendations for you of historical romances that she's currently loving, so I'll link her channel down below. Please check her out. I'm actually gonna see her in a month at Denver. We got to meet, I think Vegas was the first time we met in November of last year, but we're gonna see each other like 3 times. We're gonna go to Denver, Seattle, and Book Bonanza at the same time, so I cannot wait to see her. So check out Christy's channel and her historical romance recommendations. I did want to show you my new sweatshirt too. It is Champions, the CCU Sunball Champions. If you know, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to my recommendations, and I do want to say the new Stacy Reid book is definitely on my TBR. It looks so good, and I think he was like raised in the wilderness too, from what I've heard, and everyone's been loving it. So it's on KU too. This is one that I ordered on Amazon because it's with Entangled Publishing, but it's big size. So I've heard that bookstores don't want to sell mass markets anymore, so that's why they're not really carrying the historical romances. So I can't wait to check this one out though. My Barnes & Noble didn't even have it anyways, even though it was not a mass market, so I really want to read this. But I'm just gonna put that out there, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to the romance books that are historicals that I've been loving lately. So I'll start with the one I finished this morning, and that is The Counterfeit Scoundrel by Lorraine Heath. This one is Lorraine Heath's newest, and I liked it a lot better than her previous one, which was The Return of the Duke. I have it like in my stack right over there. So this one is such a fun premise because the hero, he helps women become ruined in society so that they can divorce their husbands. And that's such a really cool premise. He doesn't actually have affairs with them. He makes sure someone sees them kiss or like hang out in his bedroom, and they really just like literally play games. They'll like play chess together or cards together. And so the heroine was hired to spy on him to see if he was cheating with the employer's wife. So she's hired to check that out, and she is a maid in his house, and they are so into each other. I love it when it's an instant attraction. It's not necessarily love at first sight, but it's like, I need to be around you at first sight. Such heavy lust at first sight, and the hero is so into her, and he's just like, I need to know more about this woman. And he's definitely like, I know what you're doing, but it's so good. I had so much fun reading this, and it turned into like a murder mystery too, and definitely had some suspense in there. And I just love Lorraine Heath. She has really good angst in her romances, and this is definitely an angsty romance. So if you have not checked it out yet, definitely, and I'm excited for this series. They're all heroes with like chess names. So he is called Bishop, and there's Knight and Rook. So it's the Chessman series. I'm excited for the next one. I think I just got approved on NetGalley for it too, so I'm very excited. Another one I recently read is A New Beverly Jenkins, and I love her old stuff. So her newer stuff is not necessarily my favorite. It's a lot less romance heavy to me. This one still had a really good romance. This one is our heroine who's a doctor, and she just got hired at this town in Michigan. So she goes there, and she's waiting at like the train station. The hero shows up, and he's like, you're not the doctor we hired. He's like, you're a woman. And she just like, fine, I'll sit here until you realize you're wrong and I'm right. And so she immediately is such a strong heroine. Beverly Jenkins has the strongest heroines ever. So the hero realizes his mistake, and he's like, no, like, you are not going to be the doctor here. And so he's like, fine, you know what, I'll keep you here for a couple days, but like, you're leaving. And she moves into the doctor's old house on his property, and he is a single dad, and it is so good. The prologue starts out actually with his wife leaving him, and I think she cheated on him, and he was in the war, so he has a lot of PTSD from that, and they slowly start to fall for each other. He is a very infuriating hero. I will say, but this was so good. And we got to see Hester and Galen from Indigo, and I think this actually came out before Indigo, so we got to see them like married and together. And so then I think Indigo takes place before this. I know she wrote them not as how she released them, so it was really fun seeing them in here. But this was so good. We got a lot of suspense at the end. It's very historical heavy, so we have a lot of history involved. Beverly Jenkins always includes like a works cited page in the back of her novels to show what she looked up. We had lacrosse in here, which was really cool to read in historical romance. So if you want a very headstrong doctor heroine in the 1880s, like, read this one. I love her heroine so much. It was like everybody in town was so obsessed with her because of her fiery personality that they all were lining up to marry her, and it was so funny. But Beverly Jenkins can do no wrong. Then I finally ended up finishing Up All Night with a Good Duke by Amy Rose Bennett. I picked this up, I think, at the very end of a historical romance readathon, and that was when I was kind of falling out of love with historicals for a little bit, and so I was really enjoying it, but I had to read other things, so I put it down. I finally picked it back up on audio, started from the beginning, and it's so fun. The heroine is a gothic romance author, and she's working at this finishing school, and she wants to actually open up her own school, and her friend asks her to come out into society with her because I think she's being forced to by like an aunt or something, and she agrees. So she quits her post and goes into society, and one of the first people she meets is the hero, who's this duke, and he immediately sees the books that she has, which is her pen name that no one knows she writes, and he's like, that's just like trash that people are reading, and his own daughter is reading it, and he's very upset about it. He is a widower, and so he is trying to keep his daughter in line, and the hero and the heroine keep on running into each other and have just a fiery chemistry between them. And then there is a fake engagement involved, and it's really fun because the heroine wants to be ruined so that her aunt stops wanting her to find a match, but not like publicly ruined so that it ruins her reputation, so she can't open her school, and she's trying to find investors in her school, so she asks the hero to do that. And then the hero wants her to help with his daughter, and like his daughter has some suitor, and he's like, this is not gonna happen, my daughter's too young for that, and it's probably someone that's not worthy of her. And so there's so much fun in here, and I had such a fun time. I really want to read book 2. I think I ordered that one as well, I can't remember. They're slowly coming in, so I've only gotten my finished copy of this book, but this is my ARC. My finished copies is right over there. I'm pretty sure I ordered this one, and I ordered Eva Devon's new one, Devin's new one. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but so many good books coming, but this one was really good, and I know book 2 recently came out. Then I have Reckless by Amanda Quick. This one is just so fun because there's so much suspense and action in Amanda Quick's books. They're so adventurous. The heroine, she collects old books and like classic books, and she finds one she wants, but she has to go somewhere like kind of dangerous to get it, so she asks the hero for help to get this manuscript, and the hero's actually really into manuscripts too, so he goes and helps her. And then there's this whole big thing that happens when they're leaving. They're constantly together for certain things, and it's so good. The heroine goes into very dangerous situations to try to get manuscripts that she wants, and I just love how fun and adventurous the story is, and how all of Amanda Quick's books mostly are. There was one I read that was really boring, but all the other ones I've read by her have been so fun, and I really like the romance in here and how consenting the hero was, and he wanted to make sure it was everything that she wanted, and just so fun. Like, all I can say about Amanda Quick's is they're fun, and I really loved how the heroine was passionate about manuscripts, and there were a lot of different villains that they had to uncover in here. So this was a historical Hellions read as well as this one, so I'm really happy that I've been getting to old school historicals that I've been loving. And the last one I wanted to share is The Duke Gets Even by Joanna Shupe. This one is a new one from Joanna Shupe in the series. I'm pretty sure it's the last one. This one is the heroine Nellie. So Nellie has been the very adventurous and wild character in the books, and in this one she meets the hero during a midnight swim, and they're really into each other, but then she realizes he is trying to court her friend, and so the story goes on from there. I had a lot of fun reading this. The hero really needs to marry someone respectable, but Nellie does not have the best reputation, and so she doesn't want to get close to him and have her heart broken. But I had a lot of fun. This was not my favorite in the series, I will say. I do love books 2 and 3 the most in this series, but this one was still a solid read from Joanna Shupe, and I just love reading her books. And those are some historical romances that I've been loving lately. Let me know your favorite historical romances recently. Let me know if you've read Stacey Reid's new one. I'm so excited for that one. I've also been itching to reread the Bridgerton series because I got to see Julia Quinn last weekend. That's also putting me in the historical romance mood. I got to see her speak at the Columbus Library and I got to meet her for like 2 seconds and it was just amazing, and I love hearing her talk about Bridgerton that it's making me want to read them again. So let me know your favorites recently and if I should do a reread of the series, or at least like books 3, 4, and 5, because the show is going to be about book 4, but I don't want to skip over Benedict's book. So let me know what you think I should do and let me know the books you've been loving, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.